Man. What did we just witness? What did we just witness, y'all? A 44-11 run over the last 12 minutes of play. The Knicks, I'm gonna just say steal, even though they got home court. The Knicks stole game one because they were down 22 points with 7 minutes left and end up winning by 11. So much to impact from this game. Bro. Let's start it off. Jalen Brunson took over the fourth quarter. He went on I don't know if it was a 10-point run or a 12-point run. I want to say it was 12. It might have been 10. But he scored a bunch of buckets in a row that ultimately cut the lead down from 18, 17 from when he started to 5 after a big-time three-point shot over James Harden that was insane. Took the roof off the place. Once that three ball fell, you had a feeling, okay, the Knicks are going to win this game, despite them being down by 5 points even at that moment. The Knicks are going to win the game. Brunson, my goodness. I keep seeing these tweets. They say everyone's better than Jalen Brunson until it's time to be better than Jalen Brunson. And I think you look at performances like this and you think, man, this is probably still the best point guard in not in the NBA, sorry, not in the Eastern Conference. I think you can still say that. I know Katie's had a crazy season, but what Jalen Brunson does in the postseason, his numbers, Jalen Brunson is one of those guys that they just put his numbers up and then it has a list of players and Michael Jordan is on that list. It'd be Brunson and Michael Jordan. Jalen Brunson, oh my goodness, 38 points on the night, 17 points. I want to say it was 17 points in fourth quarter. It might have been 17 points in fourth quarter in overtime, but regardless, he had a bunch of points. Oh my goodness, it was absolutely insane. It's crazy he keeps doing this. He keeps doing this. And you can see when the switch flipped. He had a running, the same leg, same hand finish, left-handed, cut the lead down to 12. And then he started going that hard. Pump fake, bump, high off glass, boom. Got hard to get another runner off glass. And then the three ball. My goodness. And then, of course, the clutch shots at the end of the game. The floater to send the game to overtime once again against Harden. Let's go ahead and talk about it. James Harden, and I'm in 4 group chats. 3-4 group chats that talk sports. In every single chat, I texted, this is the worst 5 minutes of individual defense I've ever seen from a player. James Harden, I think they finished regulation. I don't know what it was. I know it was I want to say it was a 26-4 run. They finished the regulation like that. How many of those points were on James Harden, bro? How many of those buckets were on James Harden? Jalen Brunson, we just talked about the tear that he went on. All of those buckets were on James Harden. And Harden's not a great defender, and he never was. But the pride has got to kick in eventually. It's got to kick in eventually. And then there was a possession that blew me as well. James Harden's not defending Brunson no more. And he's playing help side, because I think the way the Cavs were defending, they wanted to have, the two guys in the corners kind of be in the lanes for the help once Brunson drove. And he on the strong side. I understand that's your game plan, but you're on the strong side. And he just gives up a 3 to Mikal Bridges. I think that 3 tied the game up. This is a horrible James Harden game. Horrible. Because even in the midst of him getting scored on, he had an air ball 3. He had a deep 3 that I want to say hit straight back rim that was from 28, 29 feet out. Just not a good James Harden game. 5 for 16 from the field, 6 turnovers. It's crazy because when they were winning, he had the highest plus minus on the court. I think it was a 16 plus minus. I don't know what the plus minus was at the end of the game, but I guarantee you that thing's probably negative. It's got to be negative. It's got to be negative now, right? Not a good James Harden game. Donovan Mitchell. I loved what I saw from Donovan Mitchell. One thing that I said coming into the series was that he had to go through such great perimeter defenders. The last 2 series with Scotty Barnes and Colin Murray Boyles. in the first round, and then last round you got to deal with Asar Thompson, who was literally everywhere on the floor. I said coming into this series, he's going to have a way easier time scoring. And through the first 3.5 quarters, he did. He had his way. And you kind of wanted to see him finish the game out just as good as he started it. But he just shrunk up. And I'm not going to put it all on him. The offense definitely changed as well because the ball wasn't popping the way it was in the first 3 quarters. There was a lot of isolation, hero ball going on, and the offense ultimately just stifled, and it led to them losing the game. But Donovan Mitchell, I think he's gonna have a really good series this series. I know he lost game 1, but just going from the level of defensive pressure that you were facing before to going to the Knicks where you can attack a Brunson, where you can attack a Karl Anthony Towns in the pick and roll, he's going to have himself a good series. I saw he came up limping late in that 4th quarter. Not sure what it was. I don't know if he rolled his ankle or what. But hopefully he's fine and he'll be fine for the rest of the series. I think this game, showed exactly the difference between Tom Thibodeau and Mike Brown. Tom Thibodeau, I'm not even going to talk about this game yet. But if Tom Thibodeau was the coach, I firmly believe that the Knicks would have lost against the Hawks in the first round. Because Tibbs was not an adjustments coach. He did not make no adjustments. None. He just played the way he played. He was stubborn to his ways and lived and died by it. And he ultimately, died by it, losing his job and losing the Eastern Conference Finals last year. But you look at tonight. Mike Brown elected to take out Josh Hart and bring in Landry Shamet. Landry Shamet, y'all, 17 minutes. I think he had, 9 points in those 17 minutes? Yo, he played, I think he might have been the second most impactful Knick. And if Brunson didn't go off for 1,000 points in the 4th quarter, he'd probably be the first most impactful Knick in this game. But Landry Shamet came out there and just shifted the energy. He's one of the best role players. He's a championship kind of role player because, of course, he hits 3-point. He hits the threes, and he just evolved as a defender. And it's all effort because he's not a big guy. It's all effort. He fights through screens. He denies the ball. Landry Shamet, bro, he made some big-time plays and was big-time in the Knicks, stopping the offense of the Cleveland Cavaliers in that 4th quarter and overtime. They don't win this game without Landry Shamet. And going back to my point about Tom Thibodeau would have left Josh Hart in the game. He would have left Josh Hart in the game, and they would have lost this game. So we're seeing once again, we've seen it all throughout the series, all throughout the playoffs. We saw it especially in the Hawks series, how quickly things changed when Mike Brown made an adjustment. But we're seeing it in real time, like literally in the midst of a game, how a simple adjustment changes things. And it turned out to a win. Turned into a win. So it's crazy, y'all. I had the camera set up with 7 minutes to go, expecting to talk about the Cavs taking game 1 and what this means for the series. But now I'm talking about the Knicks stealing game 1 on their home court because this game was over. It was over. Crazy. Sam Merrill had himself another good game. I thought we was going to have a great conversation about him. I want to talk about this as well. Dean Wade had a good game. I think Dean Wade had a good game up until the last 7 minutes because we talk about James Harden, and James Harden needs to be criticized for his defense. But Dean Wade, and in the 4 group chats that I'm in, I texted this. I said, I need Dean Wade to fight over these screens a little bit harder. James Harden has got scored on 5 straight possessions. How does he keep ending up on Brunson? I need Dean Wade to not allow the switch. Not allow the switch. And he just kept giving it up. Literally up until the end of the game. Kenny Atkinson as well. I got to talk about Kenny Atkinson as well. You got to do something. If a guy's on a heater like this, you cannot let him keep playing one-on-one. You can't keep letting him play one-on-one. Send a double team. Do something. Get the ball to Brunson's hands. Crazy. The coaching matchup is going to be the deciding factor in this series, I believe. I think that's what's going to be the deciding factor. And round 1 goes to Mike Brown. The Knicks are 3 games away from the finals, y'all. The Knicks are 3 games away from the finals. I had to say it again. Wow. Wow. Shout out to the NBA fans, bro. Us NBA fans. We've been treated to 2 very good game ones. And on Inside the NBA, Ernie said that both game ones went to overtime with the score of 101 to 101. Crazy. That's just basketball. That's just the basketball god saying, hey, here go one more for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Here go one more crazy game for y'all. It's incredible. I love this sport. I love this sport. Game 2, we got to see what happens. I personally think we're going to be going to Cleveland 2-0 Knicks. I think that's what the case is going to be because it's so important to take a game. You know you got to take a game on the road. And when you have a game won like this, like the Cavs had tonight, you got to finish it. And they couldn't finish it. They couldn't finish it. So they're down 0-1 now. Another game in the Garden. In a couple of days, I guess it's going to be on Thursday night. Another game in the Garden. We're going to be right here talking about it all, man. Make sure you subscribe button, like, comment, share with your folks. Knicks are 3 games away from the finals. Till next time, go over to be out of here.